I will gladly waste time if it means that time is spent existing in my human body doing human things. Hey friends! Welcome to February. I recorded all of my January videos so far in advance that I listened to them as they dropped and I was like, oh my God, I forgot that I talked about that. So how have you been enjoying my little foray into psychology? Because I've really been enjoying it and I've decided we're going to do that for a while. So hooray, you get thoughts on creativity and burnout and creative burnout, neurodivergent burnout through the lens of psychology. And we're going to do that for a little bit. But just to start us off this month, I want to catch you up on me and my own burnout journey. I bought my roommate a gift for Christmas that is infuriating me. It is like a daily calendar where you just rip off the page when that day's over and then you throw it away. That's what a daily calendar looks like. And it's called Words That Should Exist. And the whole premise is that they will make up a portmanteau or something that's like a pun, some type of wordplay word. And then they give you a definition and they use it in a sentence. And these are not words that should exist. They're not compelling words. They're not even good. And I bought this for him because we both share an interest in etymology, in language. We are both the type of person to be like, I wonder why it's called such and such. And then we look it up to find out why. I thought that this calendar would be a really good way to just give him something, that kind of evokes our little deal that we have. We're both wordplay people. And I was like, haha, a wordplay gift. This is a perfect gift. Let me buy it. And I am so disappointed in it. It reads like ChatGPT nonsense. And honestly, if I had seen a couple examples of the words inside, I probably would not have bought it. All that said, we may just be neurodivergent and pedantic, but the definitions don't even really line up sometimes. It's like, why are you saying the definition is this and then you use it in a sentence meaning something completely different? It's not well done. And that pisses me off because I'm the kind of person where if I am selling something to you, you can be sure I looked at that thing 50,000 times. Maybe not literally, but I'm not going to put out nonsense and make money on it. This is appalling to me. And that's on neurodivergence. Because a lot of people are out here just sort of making shit, selling it. And if people buy it, they're like, cool, I did a good job. They bought it. That to me is not proof of concept. Proof of concept is they buy it and they're happy with it. But, I don't know. Willow Creek Press. If you need a copywriter or a branding, I did not realize that my cat was in the room. Hey, French Toast. If you're watching the YouTube, you can see a small panther behind me. Just kidding. He's our big dumb orange boy. That's French Toast. He was our only trap neuter keep because he was too soft for the outside world. So we had to keep him. He wanted belly rubs. I was like, I can't put you back out on the street. You want belly rubs. What's wrong with this? So he's our problem now. And sometimes he likes to sneak into my office, even though he hates it when I shut the door. And yet he does not learn. I had therapy last week and my therapist saw my easel, which is folded up in the corner behind me, because it looks like a large cross, looks like a crucifix a little bit. So that's an easel. Just want to ease your mind on that. Okay, let's see. We talked about my pedantic hatred of this calendar. We talked about it's February. We talked about my cat. And now that I have rambled for a few minutes, I want to talk about the fact that I took January off from my business. I did not do business activities. I didn't send emails. I didn't market shit. I actually changed my handle on Instagram and Threads. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I know for right now, I am really enjoying the nervous system reboot that I am getting from not operating my business, honestly. And I don't know what that means for me. And it's confusing and it's frustrating. And it also makes a lot of sense because at some point when I started my business, I was following the fun. I was following my own journey. I was getting back into creativity after a period of burnout. And so that's what I was talking about with people. And my business sort of organically grew from that. And then I went from general creative coaching to coaching writers specifically. And then I did working title pretty exclusively for a few years there. And going into the holiday season, I was going to sell working title again. And then the closer I got to the deadline when I wanted to have all of my spots sold, I was talking to my friend Megan, and I said, I kind of am feeling like, if nobody buys it, then I can just take some time off. I can try again later. And she was like, Caitlin, what if you need the break? And I was like, well, goddamn, Megan, I did not consider that. And the fact that I had not considered it, plus the fact that I really had not taken a break in several years, inspired me to take a break. So I took the month off, and I told myself I was going to decide in February whether or not to take another month off. And here we are. I'm recording this on February 3rd. I'm taking another month off. I'm going to keep kicking this can down the road. And I don't know how long the can will be kicked. I might take the whole year off. I have no idea. And in that not having any idea, I feel so much better. I feel relaxed. I deep cleaned my kitchen. Today, I have done 7 loads of laundry. And I started writing a romance story. I don't know if I'll publish it or not, but it's been fun to write. And the other night, I was sitting there and a scene popped into my head and I was like, oh, I'm going to write that down. And then I got this idea that was growing around it. And it's like, ooh, I'm going to write a fake dating romance between 2 people who are royalty and they're in an arranged marriage and neither one of them super wants to go through with it. So they decide they're just going to play the part to keep their parents happy. And then they'll figure out what they need to figure out by the time the wedding rolls around. I'm not sure yet. Some plots are for later. Smut is for now. And that's how I live my life. Just kidding. But not focusing on the business has given me a lot of time back to focus on myself and my house and my hobbies and my relationships. And those were being a little neglected. They were being a lot neglected. It was rough. So I now go to work out of the house 3 days a week. I'm up to 24 hours a week at one part-time job and 8 hours a week at my contract role where I do career coaching for Colorful Futures. That is the only way that I am taking one-on-one clients right now is the career coaching option through Colorful Futures. So if you need any career coaching, please let me know. You can reach out and schedule a vibe check. I will give all the information on that to my podcast team and they will get that into the show notes. So what else? I want to sort of distill this past month and really explore the reason why burnout recovery takes a lot of rest. My method before, when I took took small breaks. Remember when I said I didn't really take breaks? That's true. But I would take a week off from having meetings here and there. And a week is not enough to recover from burnout. A week is not even going to get close. Because in my first week, I was still feeling anxious. I was still feeling oh, what if I just do this? Ooh, it feels a little bit weird to not be working on business things. In week 2, I started feeling like it was okay for me to do stuff around the house instead of working. So in the past, while working on my business, I would try to fit chores around work stuff. So if I took a break from working and went to make lunch, I would maybe do the dishes, load the dishwasher, unload the dishwasher, wash a pot, do whatever. I would try to hack productivity into the downtime from my work. Today, 1 month after taking this fully off break, I spent the morning all day, basically. I spent from 8 a.m. to 2:30, where my only task was doing laundry. I have processed 7 loads of laundry today, washing, drying, bringing them up, folding them, and putting them away. This is a miracle. This does not happen in our home. But this morning, I sat down on the couch and I said, okay, here's the deal. Your whole job this morning is just laundry. And in your downtime from laundry, you can do another chore if you want. And I did. I hand washed the pots and pans while things were in the washer. You can write your little smutty romance novel. Okay, I did some of that too. I've written 6 chapters today. That's so much. I'm literally writing it in my notes app on my iPhone, so I don't have a word count. But when I do move this shit over to a Word document and I have a word count, I am fully prepared to have written 10,000 words. over the course of like the last few days, because this is now my fun activity. I would switch the laundry over. I was giving my partner updates like I was like a news helicopter. I was like, it's laundry watch. Caitlin Fisher is putting a second load of laundry into the washer. The first load is in the dryer. And then like every single time I did something, I would give him an update. And I was like, the first load of laundry is folded and put away completely. And the second load of laundry is in the dryer. And he was like encouraging me all day. And look, laundry's not sexy, but I sure got a lot of things done today that I normally would not have allowed myself to consider an accomplishment. That's a huge difference already. It has been 1 month of giving myself a break from hustling all the time and working all the time and having to be responsible for every single dollar I made. That's exhausting, friends. Like, I'm a great coach, but when my mental health took a turn and the OCD sort of came out a lot more, it became way more difficult for me to like navigate the rejection sensitivity of marketing as a person with ADHD. So maybe you know, maybe you don't. With ADHD, the reason that we talk about rejection sensitive dysphoria so much is because our brains process rejection as pain. We have some frustrating brain chemistry going on up here. I don't know what neurons are attached to what neurons, but like it's a problem. So rejection, there's a lot of it when you sell something. Sales is mostly rejection. You have to get 9 no's to get 1 yes. That's a lot. And if you don't have a plan for how you are going to decompress after that, how you are going to sort of shake it off, and remember, it's not personal, it's not about me, it's just the nature of sales. I was not using those coping skills very well, friends. I was like, well, why am I not selling? I'm not doing a good enough job. And then the OCD grabbed that and was like, hey, bitch, I'm going to ruin your life, and proceeded to ruin my life. So here I am, a few years into the mental health cycle I am currently in, feeling like I'm on a real upswing. And I've been saying that for about a year, but this time I mean it because I've actually taken a month off to start recovering. I have found myself having a much easier time doing my morning pages. I'm still not doing them every day. I'm working on it. I've been like changing the sheets on a Tuesday. Crazy. This is now going to be my routine. I think on Tuesday mornings, I am going to do all the laundry. We had like a 2-week backlog this time, which is why there were 7 loads of laundry. Because last week, I don't know what the hell I was doing on Tuesday, but it wasn't laundry. So like Tuesday will be laundry day and change the sheets day. And then I also have to add in like the contract work for the Colorful Futures role. So I'm doing content writing and content strategy there. So in the afternoon, I can write a few blog posts. I can work on a workshop or something like, and it's really rewarding work for me. And I'm good at it. And here's another thing that I didn't realize I was missing until I had it again. Working for yourself is not the same as working for somebody else when it comes to like praise and confidence in your accomplishments. When I do marketing and it's successful, I'm like, thank God. When I do marketing at work and it's successful, my boss brings beignets to the office to celebrate how many leads are coming in. When I do a good job with Colorful Futures, my boss is like, do you want to take over our content strategy? Because I asked, do we have an editorial calendar? And we didn't. So I made one. I forget how valuable my skills are because I only spend time with me and I know I have those skills. So they are normalized. But when I go to work in a place where I have been hired for my creativity, for my marketing, for my skills, being praised for those skills is putting quarters in the little bubblegum machine of my mind and giving me snacks all day long. It's dopamine. And I am a person who has been very happily self-employed. Well, I've been self-employed. I thought it was happily. Maybe it wasn't all happy. But like now I go to work and people are impressed at things that I take for granted because I know how to do them all the time. And that's really, really good for you. I think if you are a self-employed person, or if you don't work, like maybe you're disabled and you don't have a job, which is literally fine. You are more than your productivity and you are more than the profit you make. Okay? You are more than your labor. Beautiful. Like no matter what, you have a skill. You have awesome skills. You have unique approaches to life and problem solving. And you have to go do something in front of another person once a while so they can say, wow, that was really cool, because you are not going to say it to yourself. So hard mode would be say it to yourself. If you do something impressive, give yourself a high five. Go look in the mirror and get really close and say, you just did that. Oh my God. I'm the best laundry doer that ever did laundry. Like, my partner just got home and he asked me how the laundry was going because I've been keeping him up to date all day long. And he said, it's good. There's a load in the dryer that needs to come up, and then the one in the washer needs to get put in the dryer. And he said, do you want me to take care of that? Or do you want to take care of that? And at first I was like, oh, I could let him, like, I can just let him handle it. He's home now. You know, he doesn't have a problem doing that for me. And then he said, I don't want to deny you the satisfaction of having done all our laundry in the same day. And I was like, oh, he gets me. He totally gets me, because that is a huge accomplishment. And I'm going to sleep so good tonight knowing that I did 7 loads of laundry and changed the sheets on our bed. Like, that's amazing. 10 out of 10. Give me a raise. It also, like, it makes me feel useful. And that's tricky, right? Because you don't want your usefulness to be the only thing that drives your confidence. But, like, I am a person who likes to provide. I like to serve others. I like to be of service. That does not mean I want to be a servant, but I like taking care of the people that I love. And today that looks like laundry. And then as soon as he walked through the door, I was like, I'm not cooking tonight. We're going to have to order dinner. And he was like, okay, what do you want? And I said, I have no idea. I just know that I did 7 loads of laundry. And like, what an accomplishment. What a thing that's worth celebrating. Find your little tiny wins, guys, because they're all we have right now. There's not a ton of big wins going around, but little tiny wins, little itty bitty crumbs of hope for the future or imagining a better tomorrow. This is how we are going to get through the darkest of days when we have them. And like, it's hard right now, and I would like to be a force of positivity and good. So I am bringing you guys a story of my utter burnout and how I have started resting for the last month. And that's honestly not a huge amount of time, but hopefully 2 months does a little bit more for me. Any other things that I want to let you know about? Oh, right. I am pulling back from my business for the foreseeable future. I literally don't know when I will be back to coaching or selling or doing anything. But I am not pulling back from the podcast. I am prioritizing the podcast. So like the 2 things that I am really prioritizing this year are the podcast and the Patreon. And beautifully for me, those start with the same letter. And for some reason, that just makes me really happy. So like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, etc. If you listen on Apple Podcast, please leave me a 5-star review. It helps other people find the show. This is what I want my work to be this year. I want to talk very realistically about burnout, about rekindling your creative hobbies after burnout and during burnout. I've been thinking about my ukulele, and that's going to upset my friend Kelly. So I have been thinking about my ukulele. They like it when people pronounce it correctly. Fine. And I haven't got it out yet, but I've been thinking about it. And I started learning to knit again. I had to frog the entire square that I had made. But the purpose of, I guess not the purpose, but something that I really enjoy about knitting as a concept, not about doing it myself, but like you make the thing and then you can make a mistake and take it apart and just make it again. And at first I was really resistant to that because I didn't want to waste my time. But like, what is wasted time? Where am I spending that time that I save? On my phone? Working? Checking my email? Refreshing my Instagram to see if my followers went up? Like, I will gladly waste time if it means that time is spent existing in my human body doing human things. So I frogged a rectangle and I have started knitting a new rectangle. And maybe I'm better at knitting, maybe I'm not. It feels like it's going a little bit easier. We have correctly identified some mistakes I was making, and so now I know how to avoid those things. I was making it too complicated. Didn't need to do all that. So yeah, that's just a little preview of Caitlin's, burnout vlog. We'll call it the burnout vlog for now. I don't know what we're going to call it. It probably won't be named anything in particular. I'm going to let you go so that I can go order my I did 7 loads of laundry celebratory dinner, and I will be back at you probably with more psychology next week. Okay, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Bye.